I grew up having my dad always have them around, and he would always let me play them before they came out.
Before I was in the first Tony Hawk game I was in, I used to play the games all the time when I was a kid.
Even before I started skating, I started playing Tony Hawk games with my brother and my friend.
Yeah, I played Tony Hawk from when I was a little dude. Me and my other little dudes would play the game. It was rad. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise is another franchise that I've been following for a very long time. And when I heard that they were going to release the 5th of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series, I was so excited. All the promotional material was promising a revisit to the arcade style roots that made Tony Hawk Pro Skater such a fun game to play.
All the fun stuff that was from Pro Skaters that people loved were bringing to this game.
Unfortunately, what we got was total shit. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, in my opinion, is total garbage. They missed the mark on everything that they went for and didn't improve the franchise at all. In fact, took several steps back.
What is going on with these porta potties? Oh!
The game boasts a roster of 11 skaters, including Tony Hawk, his son Riley Hawk, and Lil Wayne?
That's you! That guy. Look at that!
If you're not a huge skating fan, you probably haven't heard of most, if not all, of these skaters. And only one skater is back who was in the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Andrew Reynolds. This is incredibly disappointing. Okay, I get that you want to bring in the new talent and the new skaters, but why can't you at least include the old skaters that we're so used to seeing in every single Tony Hawk game? Why? It makes no sense.
Will there be some old school skaters in the new Tony Hawk?
Good question. Yeah, who else is going to be in there?
Andrew
Your
Reynolds.
son?
Andrew Reynolds is the original skater.
Yep.
The game includes 8 levels created by the Tony Hawk crew, and these were supposed to be interactive playgrounds where the devs were so excited with what they came up with, but really, 3 of them are recycled from previous Tony Hawk games, and the other ones seem just like basic generic parks that you or I could come up with in the creative park. It's just great. In Tony Hawk 5, you can shred some gnarly lines, man. I just want to go play it right now. Okay, so, you know, they missed the mark on the parks and the amount of skaters, but how is the actual skating? Maybe the game's pretty good because it's got actually good skating mechanics and things like that. No, not at all. The skating is probably the worst part in this game. Frustratingly so. There are so many times when you'll be skating around, you'll want to do something where you've been able to do in past Tony Hawk games that you just can't do. They've taken out so many tricks, so many of the unique mechanics that you used to be able to do in older games. This should seem basic for the next generation consoles to be able to handle. It just seems like laziness that they couldn't include these basic Tony Hawk elements in this new generation game. Why? It makes no sense.
Longtime fans of the Pro Skater series, when they get into the game, they'll see the hallmarks of the games. Incredible combos that you can do, great lines to grind. All of the key mechanics of Pro Skater are all returning in there, so...
They've completely reworked the special system. In the old Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, you used to be able to bust out a special trick if your special score was high enough. In the old games, the score would stay high enough until you bailed and then lost your special buildup. In this game, you build up your special, but then you have to trigger it with the L1 button on the PS4 to be able to do a special trick. Now, these aren't even special button combinations. You just double tap the 1 button and you'll do a special version of a grab trick or a flip trick or a grind trick or whatever. It is so lame, and it doesn't even last that long. So you can maybe get 1 or 2 special tricks out of each meter. It sucks.
I just play it because I want it to feel like it felt. I want it to look spectacular, but I want the gameplay to feel the same, and I'm so used to how the gameplay did feel through all the series, obviously.
Yeah. The one addition to the Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise that they brought in Tony Hawk's Underground was the ability to get off your board. Okay, you're a skateboarder, I get it, but you should be able to get off your board and walk around. It makes so much sense. And in that game, a lot of the fun was being able to climb around on the wires, up on houses, to find sweet drop-ins or cool gaps. In this game, they've completely taken that feature out and make you stand there and slowly rotate on your board to change direction. You can't get off at all, making there no exploration to any of the levels, and making getting around that much harder because the controls when you're on your skateboard are terrible. Shit. I think this game should be called Garrett May Pro Skater. Like, that's how rad I am. So, obviously I'd be in Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I need my own game. Hey, no? Forget that. Oh no, hold on, Garrett, hold on. No, they have added something in this game. Oh, right, that's right. When you're in the air, you can press the triangle button, or Y on the Xbox, to slam down into a grind or manual. Which kind of makes some sense, because if you don't want to overshoot the grind, you can slam down and connect. That would be all fine and good if it actually worked. This feature is totally broken, and in some situations, in missions where you absolutely have to do it, the grind doesn't connect. You land, grind for a little bit, and then disconnect. It's totally broken. And just to put the cherry on top of this shit sundae is the fact that the game barely works. There are so many bugs and little glitches to this skating that it's frustrating. All the time through it, all the levels, you'll be grinding or trying to do all sorts of things, and you'll just miss or disconnect or sink through a wall. There's just so many bugs. It's so frustrating.
Whoa!
Probably one of the few things that I was really excited about in my first few hours of the game was that you can sort of create your own character. You can go into each of the 11 skaters and substitute them out for a skater of your own creation. But these aren't, like, you can't go in and change their face and stuff to make them look like you. Wait, what? No, they're all presets. Now, mind you, these are pretty hilarious, and there are some cameos from other gaming franchises.
Oh, Ratchet. Castle like that.
This made skating around with a ridiculous-looking skater like my Frank the Cop with his girl body in this terrible skating environment at least kind of funny when you see all the screw-ups and stuff like that, and your character looks ridiculous. It was a small consolation.
Officer Dick, there's something awfully distinguished about you.
Okay, so this game has made an attempt to return to the arcade-style roots, where you go and you have a time limit to complete as many objectives as possible. Okay, so they've tried to bring that back into this game with various missions and the collect skate, do the combo, collect the secret tape, things like that that were in the first three Tony Hawk Pro Skaters. This is what I think they were going for, but they completely missed the mark. They included some of those nostalgic things that are kind of cool, but other than that, there's nothing that really emulates the old games. They've brought in these new, ridiculous mini-games, like one where you gotta try to destroy all these big balls while you're in a pool, or when we do a flip trick to shoot out rockets or a dodgeball or something like that. Like just totally stupid, over-the-top mini-games that don't really give you that Tony Hawk Pro Skater feel. More that ridiculous mini-game, cheap piece of crap feel. We get in the game and they go, hit a flip trick. Hit a lip trick. It's like real skating, man. Like we go to the competition, they're like, yo, do a grab, man. Like, do a sweet flip. Do your cool stuff. And I'm just like, nah, man, I just want to skate. The other thing too is, all the missions in every level are the same. The same missions. Oh, no, in one level you're destroying beach balls in the pool. Oh, and in the other level you're destroying footballs or big cans of toxic waste. It's just stupid. All the same missions over and over again. It gets boring. This game is boring.
I'll bring the balls in your butt naked in a glass cat. You safe the establishment. It starts right now, but I can't recall how I was at nowhere else.
Okay, so on the new generation consoles, there is an opportunity to, extend the game to the greater community and really involve everybody. One way they wanted to do this was the Create a Park mode, that you'd be able to share your created parks with other people around the world. And this you can do, and it does work. You can load other people's created parks. There are tons of options, ramps and rails and all sorts of stuff that you can add to your parks. This does work, but they're all limited by the same basic templates that are the levels in the regular game. You can't just have a blank park with, you know, a blank background. You've got to kind of fit it in to the template that they've already given you, which feels like, okay, you've got this little bit of freedom, but you still feel shackled. The online mode, which was really supposed to bring some innovation and excitement to this game, really ended up feeling like there was no point at all. You skate beside the other skaters, kind of doing your missions. Yeah, you can join up and play various games with them, but it just has no life to it. There's no point. It seems really basic. It feels like there could have been so much more done with the online play. Brought in, you know, teams and do team chat. I don't know what, but just something different than what we got.
It's cool to have skate kids playing the game and feel like they're part of the community. It's a virtual oasis.
All in all, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 feels like it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. It feels like it was released 10 years ago, not in the new generation on the new PS4 and Xbox One consoles. It's really disappointing. I expected to see so much more out of the Tony Hawk franchise. It kind of feels like Tony was just in need of some money and called up Activision and said, hey, can you help make me another Tony Hawk game? I need some cash. Which, Tony, come on, man. We expect so much more out of your games because we love them. I'm a huge fan. But we need to see some more excitement, some more life in the game. Because that's what we've seen before. Yeah, this game is just so good. It'll be sweet on the next generation consoles. It'll be totally rad. What? Wait, what? The game is shit? Oh. Sorry, Tony, I'm out, man. As it is right now, this game is total crap. So for that reason, my final verdict for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 is a 2 out of 10. Total crap. A really bad game. Do not buy it. Under no circumstances buy this game. Even if the price drops, if you get it for $10 even, do not buy this game. It is not worth it. Just go back and play one of the other Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. 1, 2, 3, 4, Underground, American Wasteland, any of them except for this game. That's all I have to say about this one. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. I wish Tony had come and asked me to be in the game sooner. Like, I love the